Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation will hold the 6th annual Runyon 5K at Yankee Stadium in August. But guess what? You have to register now. 100% of the donations raised go to cancer research. Here to tell us more is Megan McCurdy, Communications and Marketing Manager at the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation and postdoctoral researcher at the Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, Nicholas Arpaia. Arpaia. Sounds close. I'm good.
Close enough.
Nicholas, Megan, thank you for coming and sharing with us.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
Good. So tell us a little bit about this. Obviously, coming to Yankee Stadium, a great walk for a great cause. And for somebody who doesn't know Damon Runyon, why don't you let us know a little bit, Megan?
Sure. So Damon Runyon is it's a very New York institution. We were founded in 1946 here in New York City by Walter Winchell in honor of his friend Damon Runyon, the sports writer who passed away of throat cancer. And since then, we've been raising funds and giving grants to the most brilliant young cancer researchers in the nation. We try to fund new ideas and research projects that wouldn't get funded through other mechanisms. So we try to find the brightest minds who can make the big leaps that are going to make breakthroughs for cancer patients, like Nick.
And you're working front and center, and you're very familiar. But tell us, how did you first come into contact with Damon Runyon?
So when you finish graduate school, I got my PhD. I moved out to California, got my PhD, decided to move back to New York.
Welcome back.
Thanks. I'm very happy. But when you're looking for a fellowship, which basically would mean that you have an independence because you're going to get funding to work in somebody's lab. One of the top fellowships to get is the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Fellowship. And in fact, many of us sometimes will get offers from different ones, but the one that you will always accept is the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation, for a variety of reasons. And I think just within the scientific community, it's gained popularity because they really try to fund some of the newest and best ideas as opposed to how the NIH does it, which is, basically business as usual, I'd say.
And so we have this run that's actually going to take place. And for those people who don't run, they can walk. It's a
Yes,
5K.
you can walk.
And so give a little bit of how this is going and this process.
Sure. So this is our 6th time doing it, and it's really been popular. So what we do is it's a course that actually works its way through Yankee Stadium. So when you sign up to walk or run, you'll actually start inside, and the course will take you a couple of laps around the warning track on the field, so there's a chance to see yourself on the Jumbotron. So there's no other race like it out there, but we want everyone to come out and join us. You don't have to be a runner, you don't have to have run a 5K before. Everyone's welcome, ages 5 and up, and but if you register before June 30th, you get $10 off the registration fee. So get in while early registration is still going on.
So now Megan talks a little bit about running in Yankee Stadium. Now, I understand that you're a little bit grew up in the Bronx.
I was born in Mount Vernon, but yes.
That's the border. We'll call that.
Wakefield Playground was definitely my #1 playground.
All right,
so.
cool. We'll call you Bronx side.
Yeah.
But so to be that close and then to have the opportunity, because when we grew up, listen, looking at Yankee Stadium was like the optimum thing.
I know, huge.
So now you're running in Yankee Stadium?
Yeah, well, I did the 5K last year, and when the registration came out, I was like, totally, I'm doing this again. And I told all my friends, ones that I grew up with here, and then new friends that I've met at Memorial Sloan Kettering even, and I just tell them about how amazing it is to be running in Yankee Stadium. I mean, first of all, the Bronx, one of the best places, my favorite borough still. Just this energy, this diversity that everybody goes to Yankee Stadium.
Right.
And I think it's so representative of the Bronx. And this event is exactly like that. Like, we all go there, the energy is so high, and it's just such a great attitude that is all focused around the fact that we're there to raise money to fight this horrible disease that affects everybody.
There's a onslaught of people there. You've got, researchers, you've got the public there. Then you also have survivors there as well. And so what's it like to be able to say to a survivor, look, at this tremendous turnout. What's the mood like, if you will?
It's really, I mean, Nick described it well. It's really fun, but it's also really inspiring because you have people of all ages there from all across the United States. We have people who travel for this event, and people are often running in tribute of a family member. They're running in tribute of themselves because they're a survivor, and it's just a chance for, our scientists like Nick to kind of mingle with the people whose lives their research actually touches. And because 100% of all the money that's raised that day goes to cancer researchers, I think everyone leaves really feeling like they have made an impact, that it's been a fun day, but they've really taken a step forward against cancer.
A lot of people always look for the end game, saying, listen, when it comes to cancer, there still is no cure. But yet and still we know there's work that's being done towards the cure. As a researcher, give us a little bit about what's being done and what's happening here, because I think sometimes people can become a little bit disheartened by the process, being that there is no cure, but you got boots on the ground.
Yeah, so, I mean, like as I'd mentioned before, why, as a postdoctoral fellow, you want to take the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Fellowship, or why when you apply you hope that you get it, is because really they're funding new ideas. And to speak to what you just said, for example, some of the best and most effective therapies that are coming out right now have been done by Damon Runyon fellows or researchers. So for example, immunotherapy, which is becoming very, very popular and is now widely used in standard of care, let's say, for a cancer that used to mean a terminal diagnosis, meaning that you had very short time to live. This type of treatment, which was part of discovery and clinical trials that were funded by Damon Runyon funding, are giving these people like long-term survival now. So these new therapies are coming, and I think what we need to know is that every cancer is very different, and rather than just focusing on one thing that will solve all forms of cancer, Damon Runyon does it correctly, where they look for specific scientists that focus on different areas of either the body or how cells function and how they can apply that to different types of cancer. And so in that regard, I think we're getting closer and closer with different types of cancer, and it's getting there. It's a very complicated disease.
Well, no, and just even in hearing that, that's inspirational. I think somebody says, listen, at least I know and I can see that there's some forward progress. Because sometimes it seems a little bit cloudy.
And I mean, like, the fellows, we all meet. We collaborate a lot. We're intense. We work a lot, and really hard, and everyone is so passionate about it. And that's why this 5K is huge. I mean, you go there, and it feels amazing, right? I'm from around the Bronx, and I'm just like, oh, I'm in Yankee Stadium. I'm like running. This is great.
But people are excited to meet you
as
a researcher.
Yeah. So I'm in the lab 10, 12, 13 hours a day, sometimes longer, right? Experiments take a while. And sometimes you lose sight of really like what the impact of what you do is.
Right.
And so being at that event,
gives you the gas.
It humanizes the research that you do, and it shows you that the things that you're doing are really important, and they're changing people's lives. Like you have survivors there that are coming out of these experiments that you're doing on a day-to-day basis.
That's awesome.
And it's true. I mean, I think it speaks to the fact that we need to pump more funding into the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation. We're doing things correctly. It just takes time, and and it's
and we need to get some, and we also need to get some runners out there.
Yes,
and some
we
walkers.
do.
So,
Absolutely.
So right now it's still the process where
Yes.
you're fielding people.
So,
what do they need to do?
Yes. So anyone who's interested in running, walking, or volunteering, we need volunteers too. Should go to runyonup.org. And as I mentioned, early registration spots are going fast. But if you sign up before June 30th, it's only a $40 registration fee with a $60 fundraising minimum. So I hope everyone comes out.
And you have the opportunity to run on Yankee Stadium, something that everybody does not have the pleasure of doing. Matter of fact, if you run on Yankee Stadium on an average day, security is going to come get you. So this is a good thing.
there,
You can run, and it's going to be okay. So it's going to be good.
Yeah, and you see yourself on the jumbotron, and you're like, oh.
I'm
tired.
I got some work to do. Practice. So for people who wanted to find out more information about cancer research, what can they do? Because after the run, people are interested, intrigued, they want to find out more information, where are some of the best places they can go and find out?
Well, I'll put a plug in. People should go to
Yes.
damonrunyon.org and sign up for our newsletter. We send out monthly updates about the progress that our researchers are making, and it gives kind of a good overview of what's going on in the cancer research world.
Okay, and there you see the website right there in front of your eyes, and you can go there and find out more information. Best wishes, and hopefully we'll have a camera out there to see what's going on.
That'd be
Yeah.
great.
Megan, Nick, thank you so much for coming and
Thank you
sharing
so
with us.
much.
All righty, well, we got to take a quick break, but when we return, find out everything you need to know before you exercise your right to vote. We'll tell you about that in a few seconds.